Okay, let me give you guys some more practice. So here, differentiate this. Find dy by dx of this. Remember that this is the seventh root. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Okay, so to do this here, visualize this whole thing here as this. Okay, so as this. So rather than having this here, rather than having the seventh root here, visualize it as to the power of 1 over 7. So now take the natural log of both sides. That will then give you this here. Now once you're here, you can actually take this 1 over 7 out here. Okay, so that will then give you this. Okay, when you are at this stage here, you've got to visualize this whole thing as being in the brackets here. Okay, so all this here exists within one block here. Okay, and then that then becomes this. So you've got one thing divided by another thing here. So visualize it as remember 1 over 7 is here, and all this exists within these two brackets here. Okay, so well anyway, you've got one thing divided by another, so that's the same as you taking the log of one thing and then taking away the log of the bottom thing here. Okay, so this then becomes this, and then hang on, and then within here you've got to visualize as one block, one bubble here, multiply another bubble here, so you can split the two up like this. Okay, and then use implicit differentiation. So this then, because when you differentiate it, it will then give you this. 1 over 7 is this bit here, and then differentiate this will then give you this. Differentiate this will then give you this. Differentiate this will give you this, and then this goes down here, so that gives you this. Okay, and then it's just a matter of tidying up now. This whole block here is this thing here. It's just you tidying up, and then now times, well, you want to get dy by dx on its own. So times both sides by y, and remember originally our y was this here. This is our y. Y equals this thing here. Well, if you times y to both sides, it will then give you this. Okay, so now get yourself a graph plotter. Plot your original y equals blah blah blah, and then plot the derivative here, and then use a graph to double check your answer. If you get anything like this, if your graph looks like this, then you know you got it wrong, because this was my first attempt, and by looking at the graph, I knew I made a mistake somewhere, because the red line here, represents our original y equals blah blah blah. The blue line represents the derivative. Now, if you get a graph looking like this, it will be wrong, because if you look at the graph, look at the red line here. Looking at the red line, it's going uphill, 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 uphill. So the derivative must be in the positive realm from here to here. But if you look at the blue line now, it's in the negative realm here. So I knew I made a mistake somewhere. And looking at this here, the gradient here should be 0, but then it's going uphill if you look at the red line. So if you get a graph looking like this, then you can detect that you made a mistake somewhere. And then I went back and corrected it, and then it gave me the right answer. So up here, hang on, up here, this here is the right answer here. Okay, but when I first attempted it, I made a mistake somewhere. But by looking at this, I went back and corrected it. So this here is correct. Okay, but the correct graph will then be this. Hang on. The correct graph should give you something like this. So looking at the red line, it's going uphill, 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 and then here you can see it's positive, positive, and then looking at the blue line, somewhere there's a gradient of 0. So looking at this here, you can see that there's a turning point somewhere. Okay, and then select another random place somewhere on the red line, and then try and double check everything. So if you look from here to here, the red line is going downhill, and then if you look at the blue line, it's within the negative realm. So that makes sense. Okay, and then if you look at this, it should always be in the negative realm here. the derivative should always be in the negative realm. Now looking at the blue line, it is in the negative realm. Okay, and then looking at this bit here, it's going uphill, uphill, uphill. So looking at, well, the blue line should be in the positive realm, because the red line is going uphill, and it is indeed in the positive realm. Okay, so the graph gives you a way of double checking your answer. Okay, but in short, the derivative is this. I've already corrected it, so the derivative is this. Okay.